Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, subscribing. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications. Check out membership. Members, make sure you look at the community tab. There's tons of stuff there. And this month we are going to be doing a mini unicorn course for the spirit guide classes and above. And we are doing a sacred geometry class for Awaken Your Mind and above. We're going to be channeling for the angel members, Archangel Raziel. For Awaken Your Mind and above, we're going to be doing the Rahasha channelings. For the Ease Your Mind level and above, which is everybody, we're doing I am affirmations for the morning to raise your vibes, and then affirmations for bedtime to really get the most out of your dream work. So lots of good stuff in membership. I'll put the link below. And as you probably know, I have partnered up with Otter Spirit because they're one of the few companies that actually align with my values. $1 of every sale does go to the sea otters. Today I have on, and I'll show you, the rose quartz. You get this great card. I am loved for who I am. They're all authentic, AAA grade. And I love that they come in sizes, because if you have a differently sized wrist, it works out great. You know, and then it tells you like the intention of it. Like, this is love, what zodiac signs, the chakra obviously is the heart, but really beautiful boxes, and they do really quick shipping. So I'll put the link for your discount, because you can get a 20% off discount if you look at the link below. So we'll finish up, because in this video, I'm answering your questions. We're going to finish up with the Intuitive Whispers Oracle with a 3-card pull with that. The pick a pile this week is going to be what's next for you. And I'm also going to be doing a channeling for everybody on someone that I didn't expect to channel. So let's get into it. So, okay, everybody. If you see me looking down, I am looking at my iPad. I have your questions in front of me. First question, Alfred asks, when will the Electoral College be replaced with the popular vote? It should have happened such a long time ago, right? I mean, it's not serving most of us, but let's face it, that is how Republicans get in, isn't it? So let's take a look. Let's look at the journey of replay, because I do feel it's going. First of all, Alfred, I do feel like the Electoral College is going. So the question now is, to me, it's just timing. Now, for those of you that don't follow me, if you're new to my channel, welcome. But this is my card for Kamala Harris, Queen of Wands. Interesting. Now, one thing I want to say is, as we stand, I mean, I know things change, we have free will, all of that, but I see her as a 2-term president. I do. So that tells me within 8 years, it's going to change. The obstacle, no surprise, 5 of Swords, the card of the ruthless battle. And here he is looking back like, was it worth it? You know, never acknowledging, look, you still got some swords left, but crying over spilt milk sort of thing. For those of you that are new to me, the first card is my significator. The second card, because I don't like doing reversals unless it happens organically, my second card is the obstacle of the channel, and the other cards are the outcome cards. We are destined for this to happen. Wheel of Fortune, this is the card of good luck, coming into like your karma, your destiny, your fate. And if I look at the bottom, look at that, the Death card. And the Death card, it's only bad in Hollywood. The Death card actually stands for transition and transformation. You see the 5 petals here, 5 in numerology stands for change. So things are changing. So I will say within the next 8 years. So thank you for asking, Alfred. Zoe asks, will Kamala Harris select Chelsea Clinton for UK ambassador, and or will Hillary Clinton get a cabinet position. Okay, well, let's see. Let's look at Chelsea first. Let's see if Chelsea, I'm going to just open it up to, will Chelsea Clinton get a position? Because that's awfully specific. Okay, UK ambassador is super specific. Let's take a look. Chelsea Clinton. Chelsea Clinton. Well, here she's, you know, Page of Swords, going off on a new adventure, starting a new path, a new journey. Okay. Her obstacles, she may feel like all of a sudden she's getting all these opportunities coming at her at once. So first of all, this card does talk about speed, but it's in the challenge position. So this tells me like she might feel a bit overwhelmed by things. Wishes and dreams coming true. This is also, well, this is the star card, but wishes and dreams coming true, but this is also one of my cards for the US. And so that looks like, yeah, a pretty positive thing there. Look at that. King of Swords, you know, really just standing in her power, using her voice. So this is a position where she can use her voice. And if I go to the bottom, Three of Swords, and I think this is lining up with the Eight of Wands, it's almost like be careful what you wish for. So it's not that like anything bad is going to happen, but I almost wonder if there's like some overwhelm, you know, like she's not setting enough time for herself. And that's, you know, for those of you that's had private readings with me, you know that a lot of times your guides are telling you, you need a better work-life balance. You need time to rest. You need time to do things that you enjoy, right? So I would say yes, but there's something about it that's going to be sort of like fatiguing and overwhelming, okay? So looking if Hillary's going to get a cabinet position. Let's take a look. Hillary getting a cabinet position. And then the next one, you guys are going to be a little surprised at the next one. So sit tight. And you see how I put the cards back, right? Like I don't just put them on top. I open them up and I put, you know, card by card, I mix it up. Interesting how mom, you know, Chelsea's mom gets the star card, wishes and dreams coming true. One of my cards for the US. Her obstacle, isn't this funny? Maybe that she could be a little too outspoken. So there's something that she isn't holding back on. Ace of Swords, you know, really opening up her throat chakra, using her words. But you know what though? To me, that's an asset. But it's also a challenge when you're like that, when you're speaking the truth to power, right? That's not the easiest thing to do. Interesting how like her cards are lining up a little bit with Chelsea's. Sort of like, yeah, I mean, things look favorable, but did I really want it? You know, I mean, that's the thing. Like she's getting older, you know, she probably wants to enjoy her grandchildren, but she's also a very accomplished woman too. So, you know, trying to, I think, find that balance. And this is a 5. And so 5s are about change once again. King of Cups. So something that leaves her kind of emotional. Oh, I just had like a psychic flash. Wait a minute. What's the last card? The family card. 10 of Pentacles. This is the only card that has the grandparents, parents, children, even the 2 dogs. I am wondering, because I mean, once you get into someone's energy, you're getting everything, right? You can't just say, well, I'm only going to pick out this one little thing. We're whole people, you know what I mean? So I'm wondering if this is Bill right here. And I am concerned, and I've said this to you, I made a whole video about Bill because I thought his speech was one of the best at the DNC, at the RNC. At the DNC, and I am concerned about his health. So I feel like there's going to be something coming up with his health. So a yes to Hillary getting a position, but also then like, ugh, I think we're going to be hearing something about Bill. Okay. So, okay. So Niranjana asked a great question. She says, Diane, can you tell what Roy Cohn, the unscrupulous New York lawyer who mentored Trump into becoming the vicious person he is today, think of his most famous protege? Will he get to see the new Apprentice movie, which features Roy in a big way? So here's the part that might surprise you. I started to get into the energy. I previewed the questions ahead of time, and I started to get into the energy, Niranjana, of this, and whoop, up comes Roy. Now, I didn't really know that much about him. I know Trump was like crying out for him at one point. I know that. But he'd already passed. You know, he passed quite some time ago. So there's going to be a video, my friends, all about that. I have channeled Roy, and so there's going to be a video, a channeled video coming out this week where I am channeling Roy Cohn, and it's very telling and very interesting. So thank you for asking that, Niranjana. And I think once you're done listening to that video, no stone will be left unturned. I know some of you asked about Annie because I know some of my members and some of my clients know she did get sick. As you know, she has, or you may not know, she has feline herpes, which in cats is a respiratory disease. It's nothing like with humans. Humans is very different. With cats, it's an upper respiratory disease. And she had like a tummy ache, and the tummy ache led to her getting stressed. And that is one of the triggers for a flare up with this. So she does take alpha interferon, which is an antiviral. She takes that every day. And she's stable, but you know, I mean, she's sniffly, sneezy. And so the only thing you can do, and just to put this out there for the collective, because you may have a cat or a dog in this position, that if you have a pet that has some sort of like real congestion problem, and you know, you've gone to the vet, they're taking the medicine, there's only so much you can do sometimes, right? One of the things that you can do, and this is what my vet told me to do, and it has worked beautifully. You use a vaporizer, a humidifier, and you put the Vicks in it, not on the pet. You don't put the Vicks on the pet. You put it into, you know, the little reservoir in the humidifier. And, you know, so basically since this is what, I'm filming this on Tuesday. So last Wednesday, she had the flare up, and I've just been holding her like a baby, you know, over the humidifier all night. You know, a little bit of a tired mama here, so bear with me. And big, huge thank you to everybody that donated the cat and dog food. You donated during the live that I did. I want to do this again. We raised a little over $400. It went to the Salem Food Pantry here where I live. I will be featured, which I didn't expect. When I happened to drop it off, the director was there, and I've never even met the director, and I volunteer there. So I did drop off the food, and let me tell you, the one thing that I wasn't prepared for is that was 450 pounds of cat and dog food. So I got dry food for both, for different types, indoor cats, kittens, puppies, older ones. And I got treats because they so often don't get treats. So yeah, that was 450 pounds of love. But you know what? They really appreciated it. I want to do it again where I go live, you guys ask questions, you donate something, I answer your question, and it 100%, I don't keep a dime, goes right to the charity. We've done that for the vets before, and they were so grateful because the thing is they have tons of people food. They actually, when I walked in, they said we ran out of the pet and the cat and dog food for the pets. So, you know, I was really grateful. And people were actually taking it right then and there. So thank you, everybody. Okay. So Robin asks, how is Kamala's and Tim's help from now until after the election? So let's take a look I mean, I wasn't really feeling much in terms of their health. I think they'll be fine. I am not worried about either one of their health. So we'll just take a peek, see if, we'll check first with Kamala. But I think she'll be fine. I think she'll be fine. Here she is, the World card, starting a brand new phase of her life. Her obstacle, Two of Swords. She has a lot of decisions to make, right? I mean, she's running for like one of the biggest offices in the world. And so she has a lot of decisions to make. And where it's Swords, that tells me she could be very much in her mind, overthinking, overanalyzing, a little stressed out, a bit anxious. Coming up with plans, strategies, ideas, Page of Wands. And she's probably really feeling it because now we're getting, because, the election is just right around the corner. We have the debate tonight. I'm filming this at almost 6 o'clock Eastern time. She's probably feeling a bit stressed because each one of these is a thought. Each sword is a thought, right? So she's probably thinking, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I say this? All that, gets factored in. And yeah, she's not free to just do what she wants right now. But I do like that it's an 8 because an 8 is, a real solid number. 8 is the number of a leader, of being prosperous, abundant, lucky, self-reliant. It's a fantastic card and a fantastic number. And then if I go to the bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups, peace, love, and happiness coming full circle. Here she is celebrating, she's with her spouse and the stepkids and, everything is wonderful. So I feel good about her, Robin. So I do. But I think the stress that we're seeing is normal because I would be more concerned if there was no stress. That would be bizarro. Oh, I also want to tell everyone, if you didn't watch my blog, I put out a new blog every Sunday and I did it on dark empaths. Because we always talk about empaths, like people like me, a lot of you, we can feel what other people are feeling. We're kind of intuitive. We're like very sensitive people. And there's empaths that are dark, that know how to manipulate. They can feel all of it, but they don't care. They know how to manipulate. So that podcast I think is excellent. I also updated my blog. I do that every Sunday on my website. And that one is how to make a crystal grid based on your zodiac sign. So each, zodiac sign has like an optimal shape, and I tell you which crystals to use and which shape, and you can do your manifestation work from there. So let's look at Tim. I'm feeling good about Tim. Tim's not weird, right? I mean, when he said that, it's like, could you really blame him? Lord have mercy. Wow, look at that. The Knight of Wands. So, with this knight, I mean, all knights are about some sort of action, right? They're like the activators in their own suit, of their suit. And so, this horse is rearing up, ready to go. Lots of passion, excitement, enthusiasm, and ready for change, right? This is about change, this card. Obstacle right now. Maybe feeling a little bit like, I do not know how to manifest everything that I know. Like this is how I'm interpreting this. Like, how do I manifest what it is that I want exactly? Like, how do I use the right words? What's the right strategy? And so I think that these are like very appropriate ideas that they're having, things that they're questioning. Like, how do I go from point A to point B? Makes sense, right? And the Magician is about wielding power. Well, I mean, to become vice president is incredible, right? So thinking about like, well, how do I wield this new power? And so I like the fact that both of these candidates are really thinking about things. That makes me feel good. But sort of like Kamala, he's feeling chained down. He's feeling a bit restricted and stuck, right? You see these two characters, how they have the chain here, feeling a bit stuck. Like they can't just do what they want to do, because I'm sure once you start that whole campaign cycle and you're the nominee, you're just like a cog in a wheel. And so it's like, okay, well, you're going to be here at this time, and then here at that time, and then here at that time, and then tomorrow that time. You know what I mean? Like it has to be daunting. And I've always said that about whomever the candidate is. But look at him, Three of Pentacles. Look how well he's working well with others, right? This is the card of community, working well with others, creating friendships and relationships. And he does that well. And if we go to the bottom, the Judgment card, I think he is exercising good judgment, but it also talks about rebirth and reawakenings. So here's Archangel Gabriel blowing his horn. People are rising up from their graves, being reborn. And I think that's that energy that he's bringing back to the party. So I like that. So thank you for asking that, Robin. This one was interesting. Patricia asked, do I see 45's final resting place outside the US? I never gave it any thought. Let's take a look. There are cards that would talk about traveling overseas and things like that. So I never gave it any thought. And even now, as I'm thinking about it, I feel, okay, let me just tell you what I'm feeling. That when it comes to him eventually crossing over, whenever that happens, okay, that it's so like convoluted. It's not straightforward. I think he either is going to go kicking and screaming or out of desperation, right? Because you have to remember, he is about to lose everything. Everything. I mean, all of his money, his assets, his belongings, his loved ones, his freedom, everything, his position and power, everything he's ever cherished. And so when I look at that phase of his life, I don't think he knows. So it'll be interesting to see what the cards say. Interesting. Patricia, you may be onto something. You actually get the World card here. So being out in the world. I have a couple of cards for the US. I have cards that would talk about staying put. And this is saying out in the world. So that would imply elsewhere. The obstacle, he's having issues with change. There is something about him and change. And I think that probably is going back to the change that he sees coming is not good, right? It's not going to be favorable for him. He's made a very tough bed to lie in. Now, when we're looking in terms of movement or not, okay, well, this character's not moving. This is the smug merchant. He's also surrounded by gold, interestingly enough. Let's keep going. Okay, but this character is holding the earth. He's holding the whole world. So now we get the concept of the world being out in the world twice. And if I'm not mistaken, those are the only two cards that would talk about it. And then we get the Temperance card. Here's the angel, and we're talking about, crossing over and that sort of thing. So interesting. I suspect that it will not be in the US, that there's a really good chance at this moment that he is thinking otherwise. Wait, what did I just see when I was putting this away? Okay, when I was putting this card away, we get this a lot for him, don't we? The Seven of Swords. Here he is like running like, oh, okay, I got away with something. Ay. And the smug merchant is kind of indicative of him, isn't it? Okay. Annie asks, can I read on the future of the Palestinian people? Yes. Oh my goodness. I think it's going to come to an end sooner than later. I think there's going to be a peace talk that works and those people in Palestine get some relief. You know, my heart goes out to the people in Ukraine and, you know, anybody that's stuck up in any of these wars. I mean, because the thing is, like, we only focus on the two big ones, right? But there's so many other unfortunate, sad, terrible, horrible things that are happening in, you know, Africa, South America, other parts of the Middle East. You know, there's so much going on, Asia, right? There's, you know, we just focus on these two, but there's so much going on. And like I always say, it's like your average person that lives in these countries, they want whatever their version of just watching Netflix, getting a pizza, and playing on their phone, right? They don't want this. So the future of the Palestinian people. Oh, beautiful. The lovers. And look, they're being watched over by Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing. And you can see the people coming together. So I like that. So, you know, a card of healing and being divinely watched over. The obstacle, it's not happening fast enough. As you can see with the Four of Swords, there's no movement, right? All these people that are, you know, in war-torn countries and experiencing these things, you know, none of it happens fast enough, does it? But there's work and progress being made. Eight of Pentacles. There's a plan that's being developed. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. Yes, that there is going to be peace talks that work. And at the bottom, Queen of Swords. Decisions will be made that are fair and balanced, moral and ethical. So there is relief coming. You know, and I know some of you have asked me, like, about 45 trying to delay that, right? So he could be president when that happened and working out a deal with Netanyahu. If you didn't watch my video that came out a week or two ago that I did about Netanyahu and Putin, you should watch that. I go in depth with both of them. Lori asks, do I see any civil unrest during and after the election? I'm going to focus more, well, you know what? I'm going to split it up. How about that? Instead of, because I was going to say I'm more concerned about after the election than during. But, all right, I'll look during. Let's look during the election. So, like, looking on election day. Okay, so election day. People are hard at work. They're being meticulous and diligent and things are just flowing. I like that. The obstacle, this is interesting, you know, that we'd get the Knight of Cups. So, I mean, this could talk about emotions being high because it is cups, okay? So a lot of high emotions coming into it. My card, remember I told you the star card's my card for the US and I have another? Here's the other, the Empress card. So my other card for the US. So, you know, the US prevails. Oh, I like that when I look at the bottom of the deck. The World card. Oh, look at all these major arcana. The World card, starting a brand new phase of our lives. And the card of luck and coming into our karmic destiny and fate, the Wheel of Fortune card. So I like that. So now let's look at after the election. I'll take one more question. And please, guys, when I put up, you know, in the community tab, ask your questions. Make sure that you put your questions and then you like the ones that you want me to read on. Okay, so after the election, right? When, you know, the Republicans try to do what they do by hook or by crook and, I mean, we already know. We already know. That's the thing. It's not going to be a surprise. I just don't see it working, but we know who they are and what they do. People, there are those that are planning it. Page of Wands, right? There's people that's thinking about it. The Obstacle, the Temperance card. Okay, because normally she's a beautiful card, right? She's one of the 3 angels that we see in tarot. But when she's your obstacle, not so good, because she's about balance, peace, harmony. She has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. She's very well balanced. Well, now that's an obstacle. So balance, peace, and harmony becomes an obstacle after the election. And there's those people, 6 of Cups here. There's those people that want to bring us back to the good old days, right? And when they say good old days, who was it good for? It was good for very, very few people, wasn't it? You know, we know what they mean when they say that. Magician, all right, things start to get better. He's all about having a nice new beginning, okay? And like your wishes and dreams coming true. And if we look at the bottom of the deck, Page of Swords, that's us going on a brand new adventure, a new journey, taking a new path. So I like that. Yes, there's going to be those that are planning it. There'll be a bit of unrest, of course, but nothing that I am overly alarmed about. So thank you for asking that, Lori. Kevin asks, do I still see the entity surrounding and protecting 45? Yeah, in the past, I did see like there was something, you know, because I could feel when I go into his energy. As you know, I'm somebody that works with angels, and you know, you can't work with the light without sometimes encountering the dark. So unfortunately, I've had my experiences there too. I feel like he has no protection at this point. I'll be honest. I don't feel like any entity of any sort, because he was supposed to do X, Y, and Z, right? I mean, that's the thing. If you start working with certain entities, these darker entities, they want you to pay up. They want you to do this or do that, okay? And if you don't pay the piper, so to speak, they're going to make your life difficult, and ultimately they're going to walk away. I saw this question and I wanted to answer it for Rebecca. I thought it was a great question, and then we'll do the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. She asks, I have a question. If we reincarnate into another lifetime, how can our soul still be with or watch our loved ones still? I would think maybe through our superconscious. I don't know. For example, if my grandfather reincarnated back to this lifetime as someone different, how would I be able to see him once I cross over? I have the same thought about my pets. Not sure if this makes sense. It does. So as a medium, you know, and first of all, if anybody is interested in mediumship, I literally do. And I did get chewed out by somebody who charges almost $1,000 for a very similar medium, which means that they got into my membership and actually watched my mediumship class and membership, which is just weird. But they charge almost $1,000 and I charge 10. So first of all, you know what, learn how to be a medium. I think that will bring a lot of people a lot of peace. But I also offer mediumship in readings. You know, if you do want a reading, I don't have a lot of availability for the rest of this year, but it's DianeAquarius.com if you do want a reading. So what it is, and get ready, brace yourselves. And this is something that we talk about in membership for sure, because I do channel extraterrestrials and angels, and they do get into all of this, right? So we have a higher self, okay? We have an oversoul, a higher self that resides in 6.5 density. And this is from the Law of One. As you know, I channel the Rock Collective, who have put out, you know, through channeling means, I guess, channeling means 5 texts. And so we have a higher self that resides at 6.5 density. And density is a level of consciousness. I know everybody talks about dimensions, but dimensions is more of like a plane, whereas density is consciousness. Okay, so our pets reside at 2nd density. We're in 3rd density here, getting ready to move up to 4th density. So what I see when I channel beings and I talk to them is, because first of all, like say your grandfather could have like reincarnated. He could be a little boy in Australia or Asia or whatever, right? So like, how are they waiting for us? Well, because they have a higher self. There's a higher self. There's an oversoul that's sitting there waiting, that doesn't go anywhere. So what I see is when people cross over, they go to what we would call heaven. It's a place where they decompress, they do their life review. Some of them need to go to what I have called the healing center, where angels cocoon them in love and light. They heal their souls. And they spend about 30, 35 years of our time, but over there it's like that. And, they try to figure out, okay, well, do I go back to my home planet, wherever that might be? Do I go back to the Pleiades or Arcturus or Andromeda? Where do I go, right? Because nobody's an earthling. The earth is far too new. So do I go back there? Do I do another incarnation? Because you have free will. And so with our pets, they're on the same evolution. I mean, because from what I teach, and you have to understand, I do teach the law of one, which for those of you that study Buddhism, it's probably not a far reach. So the only difference is, and I'm not sure if Buddhism gets into this aspect, is that you can say in one incarnation be a dog and in the next one be a human. It depends upon what it is you want to learn. And the reason is because time isn't real. Everything is the here and now, and you can't change that. And the nice thing is when we start talking about, space isn't really real and neither is time. Well, now we have the actual science to start backing this stuff up, which is fantastic, right? Because a lot of us have been saying this forever, but now science is catching up to what a lot of us already know. So there is no past, there is no present, there is no future. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's no past, there's no future, it's all present. So it's all in the here and now. So that version of you that maybe was like living in the 1800s, that's happening now. The one of you that has like maybe robotic arms and legs, from, I don't know, like 1,000 years from now, that's now. Everything is now. Time is an illusion. And when I ask the Ra or some of the other entities that I channel, like, well, what does this look like? Like, can you explain this to me? They show me, like, from their perspective, they can sort of like look down on these timelines that we all have, and it's intricate. It's like a web. It's all woven like a million highways. And we have parallel lives, right? So there's a version of you that didn't quit that job, that got married, didn't get married, went on vacation, didn't go on vacation, and that created a new timeline that you went into. And so it's very complex, but I think a lot of you are like me, because you've written to me and you've told me this, and I talked to some of you in membership and as clients, that you're remembering and experiencing not just past lives, but parallel lives. There is a version of me that never stopped being a dementia practitioner, and I am still filling out that Medicare paperwork. I can see the Social Security numbers even of like the new patients that I get. And so, the veil is thinning as we're getting closer and closer to fourth density. Okay. So let's do a 3-card pull. This is the Intuitive Whispers Oracle by Maud Hurst. I'm just going to give them a little shuffle, take the top 3. And just go with your gut. Ask the universe, creator, your guides, angels, whomever, what do I need to know right now? Okay, so here we go. Do you feel drawn to 1, 2, or 3? All right, number 1, tap into your sacral power. So your sacral chakra is below your belly button, and that is your love for life, your passion, your enthusiasm, your excitement, your joy, your creativity, right? And let it blossom. Maybe things have gotten stagnant, you're bored, you're ready for something else. You're ready to be more creative and excited, right? When you get up out of bed in the morning, like you're jumping up like, yes, right? When your sacral chakra is activated, you are in a good space, my friends. Number 2, you're more powerful than you know. Yeah, because you know what? We are all divine, infinite beings. And we can create and manifest so much. That's why I put out that manifestation course, and it makes me so happy that so many people, got that house, got married, got the new job, whatever it was, the car. You're so powerful, but you're waking up to it. The veil's getting thinner, but some of you just need to hone your skills, but we're these beautiful, infinite, divine beings. And number 3, slow down. Sometimes we go so fast in life, right? We get up and the day just starts going. We're rushing. And, we start with breakfast and we're out the door. And then, and it's like wash, rinse, repeat. We just keep doing it. And we're not stopping to smell the roses. We're not doing the things that we enjoy, spending time with people that we love, doing things that make us happy. We're just rushing through life. And so take the time to really enjoy things. Okay. All right, my friends. Once again, if you are interested in a bracelet, the coupon for Otter Spirit will be down below. Check out membership if you want a reading, DianeAquarius.com. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji. It helps my algorithm. And I will see everybody next time. Bye, guys.